everyone, so this is part 2 of the 3-part tutorial on how to use the UART communication for Onion Omega2 to communicate with an Arduino board, in this case Arduino Uno. This one is a clone, Arduino clone, but it's an exact copy, so I'm using that brand. This also works, as I mentioned before, with Arduino Duo. So right now I'm going to demonstrate with Arduino Uno. So this is the Onion Omega2 Plus board, and as I mentioned before, the difference between this and the Omega 2 is that this one takes a memory card and it has some additional enhancements as far as the memory goes and everything. Right now I'm using the power dock, which is this one right here. If you don't have this, that's fine too. You can just plug in the Omega 2 Plus directly into a breadboard and just use the pins. But since I have the power dock, I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So let's just plug it in. Alright, and then this is the voltage divider circuit that you need for if you're using the Arduino Uno. So I have the circuit board diagram on part 1, so you can take a look at that, but I've already done it here on this prototyping board. This is the 3.3K resistor, this is the 1.7K resistor. So this line right here is coming from pin 7 of the Arduino board. So this one is going to be considered the transmit of the Arduino. So if you looked at part 1, you know that this is going to need to be connected to the receiver port of the Omega 2. However, since we're stepping down the voltage, we have this voltage divider here, and this would be the output from the voltage divider. So I'm going to go ahead and connect that to the RX pin, or the receiver pin of Omega, which is right there. Okay, and then we're going from the pin 8 of Arduino, which is the receiver pin, and we need to connect that to the transmitter pin of the Omega. So would be this one right there. And finally, we do need to connect the grounds. So I have this ground over here that's connected to both sides of the prototyping board and is connected to the ground of the Arduino board. So all I have to do is connect it to the ground from the Omega board. So that's what that looks like over here. And that's the full setup. So to move on to part 3, what I'm going to do, all I'm going to do is power up the Omega board, and this is already set up and configured to be connected to my Wi-Fi, so I can SSH to it. And then finally I need to connect this Arduino board to my computer as well, so I'm using a serial USB port, and that's going to be connected to my computer for me to program it. You do have to keep in mind this is not going to allow you to wirelessly program the Arduino board using the Omega 2. This is only a UART communication between the two. But once you program the Arduino using your computer, you can run any program on it, and you can have all sorts of communication going on between the two devices. And if you know Arduino, you know that once you've done that, you can just disconnect the pin and you'll have that program on there. You just need a power source to power it. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this part, and then we're gonna move on to part 3, where we will demo a communication going between the two devices.